Hi everybody, Ina here. So I felt compelled to come live because, hold on, I have a little bit of a weird shadow going on here. I felt compelled to come live to tell you about something that is super exciting that happened tonight, which is I taught my first podcasting for beginners class. And staying true to form, I'm actually putting this episode on the podcast. So I'm recording this right now. So hi everybody, we actually have a new member to the community. She attended my class tonight, so I'm hoping that she watches this and she comments on how great the class was, because I thought it went pretty good myself. If I can toot my own horn, I thought it was informative, I thought it was engaging, I thought it was entertaining, I thought it was all of those things. And actually the person who joined this group, she was a volunteer, so she actually made it into the podcast that we created with the class, which is awesome. So that happened, but I wanted to go back and tell you the story of how I ended up partnering up with Staples to run these classes. Because I know that there's a lot of you out there who are kind of wondering, okay, how do I get that kind of partnership? What is it that I need to do? How much do I get paid? How much, there's so many questions that go with this. And I just wanted to demystify the whole thing for you, at least as it pertains to my own journey and my own relationship with this company, with Staples. So, as you guys know, I quit my job 18 months ago. It's gonna be more than that now. More than 18 months ago, I quit my job. And I had been in corporate for 15 years. 15 years of going to a 9 to 5, of wishing I were doing something else, of really knowing that I could do so much more, of watching my own skills in presentations, in spreadsheets, in websites, in anything. I could watch my own skills, and it's almost like an out-of-body experience where I can see myself performing all these tasks and doing them great and being a great team player and being a great educator and a great mentor to others, looking at it and saying, wow, I kind of want to hire myself. I want to hire myself to create the life that I want and to create the job that I want. So those are the thoughts that were going through my head for 15 years, and it took me forever to finally come up with an idea that I wanted to pursue, to find out about online marketing and how to get clients online, and to finally quitting my job, right? So, excuse me, there's a lot of yawning on Ina After Dark because it is after dark. It is 10:40 right now. I just got home. So I wanted to tell you because it's not like I was itching to get back into working for a company. In fact, I still don't, and I still won't, and I'm not planning on doing that. So where does Staples come in? I don't work for Staples. So let me tell you a little bit of what that relationship is. So if you have seen my videos, if you follow me on social media, you will see that I have been posting videos that are promos for these workshops that I'm teaching at Staples Studios. Staples Studios are a new thing that Staples is trying, where they are creating co-working spaces in their offices. And not only that, they're creating a conference room and places for people to gather, and they have a kitchen packed with full stuff, and they want you to spend time there and to live there. They even created a podcasting studio right in one of the locations here in Massachusetts, and they're spreading all over the greater Boston area. So they decided to start allowing people to come and teach classes, to get the butts in the seats, right? To get the butts through the door and to see what Staples Studios had going on. So I happened to attend one such workshop. And I feel like I lost my train of thought in there somewhere. I was telling you, if you have seen me on social media, you have seen me advertise these workshops that I'm teaching at those studios. And you will see that I give people a tour of the studios and I tell people all these things, but I am promoting my stuff. So let me tell you how all of that came about. I attended a workshop at one of Staples Studios, at the one that I taught last night, as a matter of fact. And it was all about public speaking. I've been looking to break into that area. And as part of the workshop, they taught us, it was a workshop led by Innovation Women, which is an organization here in the Boston area about women in tech. And I became a member of their list, and I went and I signed up for that class. And in the beginning of the class, the concierge for that Staples studio, she came over and she introduced herself to us before we started because she had a relationship with the presenter. And she just explained, thank you so much for coming. These Staples studios are popping up and they're a brand new thing. We really appreciate you guys coming and checking out the place, and go and tell others about it. And as part of the publicity workshop, the speakers workshop that I went to, they were encouraging us to take chances and to have relationships with venue owners, right? With event planners, with event organizers. And I saw this, I just kind of put two and two together, and I thought I saw this as an opportunity. And I found that concierge. I wanted to find her right after I got out of the workshop, but she had already gone home. So I found her online. I found out her name. I only remembered her first name. So I just looked her up by company and by first name. I looked her up on LinkedIn, and I found her. I found exactly who she was, and I friended her on LinkedIn, or connected with her on LinkedIn, and I sent her a message, and I said, have you thought of offering podcasting classes to complement the technical tour of your podcasting facility? Let me know if that's something you have ever thought about, because I could do that for you. And she said, well, let's get on the phone. We got on the phone. She was in her car, and usually when people take phone calls out of their car, I never expect much from it. I'm like, oh, clearly this is not a priority. Clearly this is not important. And but I was completely wrong. She definitely wanted to have the meeting with me. That's why she didn't care. She was in her car. She really wanted to talk to me. And she asked me, well, have you done this stuff before? And I'm like, oh, I'm an excellent presenter. If that's what you're asking, that's not a concern. I've been presenting for 20 years. And she asked me a few questions. She was excited. I told her that one of the facilities as close to my house would be a better deal for me. She said, wow, we've been trying to get people to teach classes there, so this works out perfectly. Let me set up a meeting with the rest of the team. So we set up a meeting with the rest of the team. They probed me a little bit. They asked me, what kind of workshops I would teach. I came up with a list. I gave it to them. And they said, sure, okay, we want to try to make this happen. Let's look at our calendars and let's see when you can teach these things. So we did. And the deal was, and I was very upfront with them. I said this without hesitation, without fear. I said, I asked them, what are your expectations on paying me for the classes versus not paying me for the classes? And the reason I asked that was because if they were planning on paying me for the classes, that meant, because that's what it means, that meant that I was a work for hire. That I was a service that they were offering their members, which meant that I probably would not be able to advertise my services and to get people signed up for my list and to get people to turn them into customers. Like that would not be a lead generation any longer for me if they decided to pay me. However, if they don't pay me, that means that I get to charge money for the event, which I would only charge a nominal fee just to make sure people don't just cancel at the last minute. That's really the only reason to have a fee, because I'm not making bank on people paying $10 to come see me speak, right? I'm making bank on signing up clients from this lead generation activity. So I told them, listen, I want to know what your expectation is, because obviously I prefer to own my content so that I can record it and sell it online. I prefer to charge my own fee. I prefer to be able to advertise my services and turn these attendees into clients as a lead generation. What are your thoughts on this? And they said, that's exactly what we want. We have led 160 workshops at our locations that we have not paid for a single one. You own all of your stuff. We have no rights to it. You can use the space for free, and that's all we ask. Great. So that's basically how it worked. So here's the deal, guys. They loved my presentation. They came up to me at the end. They said, out of all the workshops that we have seen, yours has been the best. It was engaging. It was informative. You have passion for what you do, and that's exactly what we want. We want to get you into more of our locations. How can we make that happen? So this is the part where I basically have a choice. I can tell them, sorry, I don't have time. If you're going to want me to do that, you're going to have to pay me. or I continue to see this as a lead generation activity for as long as I own my own content. So I decided to see it as the latter, and I said, listen, in September, my calendar opens back up once the kids go back to school, and we can do this a little bit more frequently. I can go to different locations, and that's kind of how it works. They're like, perfect. So how does it work when a company pays you? First of all, this is not something that I would go out and ask them for. Okay, I would have to have a deal that is sweet for them. And for my deals to be sweet, for me to go to a company like Staples and say, I think I'm ready to make a deal, I would need to be attractive to them. I would need to be somebody that they appreciate. They cannot, I'm not a commodity, that they cannot get this kind of talent anywhere else. So the way that you build that kind of buzz around you is a couple different ways, which I am doing right now, which is, number one, being exceptional at what you do, right? Being great at what they're seeing you do. Okay, not just for them, but for people who are coming to the space. Because if more people like me were teaching excellent classes, then Staples gets a reputation for hosting great classes. So they love that. Another way that I'm heightening or increasing my profile is by creating these videos. So the videos that I have been posting on social media, which are edited videos where I am giving a tour of the facility. If I'm giving a tour of the facility, that means that it's something that they are interested in propagating. They are interested in sharing with their own audience. They're interested in sharing it around so they can see, look, this person, this member, this customer loves our place. So they are more willing to share when I share something about them. At the same time, I create the videos to promote my classes, and my classes are lead generation for me. So if I promote them well and they help me promote it, we all win. They get a high profile for Staples and I get a steady stream of clients. So deals where you get sponsorship money, where you get things like that, they have to be offered, and they have to be crafted in a way that it's a win-win situation. At this stage in my business, I am looking for visibility and I am looking for clients. So these workshops are an excellent way to put my authority out there and to generate clients from there. And that's what you should be doing too. You should be looking for ways to heighten your profile and to put yourself out there so you can create a lead generation funnel around you. And where companies come in, you have to show your value to them first. They're not just going to come and offer you thousands of dollars to advertise their product when they don't even know if you would be the right fit. So what you do is you prove it to them by doing something that is also self-serving, right? If they came to me, in fact, this happened. One of them sent me an email and said, hey, we love your videos. We're opening a new location. Why don't you come and record a video there? And I told them, I like the idea, but at this point, I don't have any workshops booked in that location. If we could change that, because remember that I create these videos to advertise my workshops, and I wanted to make that clear so that they knew, hey, I'm not just going around creating free commercials for Staples. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what this is. I am advertising my workshops, and it helps all of us when I get people to become familiar with the space. But no, I'm not gonna go take time off of my day to create a video to advertise just for Staples when I have nothing to advertise in there, when I have nothing to gain from it, right? That's where the dynamic would change. If they were to reach a point where they are demanding more of my time, where they are demanding that I advertise for Staples, where they want to hire me to advertise for them, then the dynamic changes. That means that they have to pay for that because that is a work for hire, as opposed to me advertising my services and being able to put Staples logo on it, which gives me authority, it gives me reach, right? It gets them to share the video. So that's how we do a win-win, okay? And even today, after the workshop, I had one of the attendees come up and say, I really want to sign up to work with you. So I made money off of tonight, even though Staples was paying me nothing. So there is a win-win scenario going on here. And so if you are thinking about partnering with companies, I do encourage you to not jump for the deal first. I know people who their first thought is they should pay me for that. I'm not gonna do that unless they pay me. I need a contract with them. I'm not gonna do that. I want to encourage you to think of it differently, because nobody's just going to hire you off the street to promote services for a big client without them seeing exactly what they get out of it. So what you want to do is get out of your shell, see if you can partner with them, and it is a partnership where there is win-win scenarios going on. Because if there's a win-win scenario, nobody owes anybody anything. All right? It is not until the dynamic changes, until the power shift happens, right, that one party may have to pay the other to meet the demands of the partnership. But as long as you are doing your thing that is generating revenue for you, that is helping you with your business, having a partnership with a corporate institution, it's a plus. And that's something I would recommend. But I would have never found this if it wasn't because I asked. So you go and you find those companies around you, right, that you feel like would be good partners, and the first thing you do is you offer them something they might want. You don't tell them, hey, I have an idea, I can do this and I can do that. No, it's, hey, do you have this need? Because I may be able to satisfy it. You go for them. You go and do this for them. All right? And then you prove your worth. You prove your value. They love what you do. They will want to work with you. And then something else may happen in the future. But as long as you're reaping the benefits and it's a win-win, then everybody's happy. If you ever do feel that the partnership is lopsided, that you are not getting as much as they are getting out of you, or vice versa, right? You may be getting a lot more from them, right? It's time to get into a paid contract. It's time to put your expectations in black and white. But you should never go into something that makes you feel icky about the situation. It should be something easy. It should be something that you enjoy doing. It should be something that gives you benefit and that you love the way that it's going, right? So that's basically what I have to say about corporate partnerships, at least at the stage, from my experience, at the stage that I am in. Prove your worth, prove your value, go beyond the call of duty, prove to them that you're an asset. Be consistent. I've created 2 videos in 2 weeks. I will continue to create videos for them because I want them to see that I'm here for the long haul and that I can be trusted, that I am not a flake, and that they may be able to reap more benefits by continuing this partnership. And as long as they're willing to give me a forum, I am willing to use it. Increase my audience locally, which would be amazing, and continue to create that generation of leads in my area, while they get great people to teach workshops at their locations. And if anything else happens in the future, you're open to it. So that's basically what I had. And I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to be posting a couple of videos and a couple of pictures from the workshop. It was really good, guys. So if you're in Massachusetts or you know somebody who is, I want to encourage you to share the link inacoveny.com/events. That's going to take them to the listing of my workshops. And I'm going to have more workshops being added. Pretty much over the next couple months, I'm going to be adding a lot more for the fall. So I want you to keep an eye on that link. Okay? I just wanted to say hi to Marco, and I need a pause so that it's easier to edit the podcast, so I can find the pause and then remove the hello. But I just want to say hi, Marco. If you guys are new to the group, Marco is my community manager. You're gonna see him posting a lot. All he's doing is trying to get you to think about these philosophical questions every single day. So if you see him, he's the nicest guy in the world. Go and say hi. Answer his questions. Let's continue a conversation here in this group, all about leaving corporate. That's what we do. So I'm gonna go quiet again so that I know when to break it for the podcast and then end it. Okay? And by the way, the class was so good. What we did in the class was we created a podcast episode. we went from recording, and I had a panel of volunteers. We went from recording to editing to posting to putting it on iTunes. And I thought it was amazing. I mean, we did it in all a span of 90 minutes, plus me giving them a few tips of how to structure their podcasts. And I really thought it was a really good class. So if you've been thinking about this, or you're in the Massachusetts area, greater Boston area, you will want to go check it out, inacovini.com/events. And yeah, I am planning on recording those sessions so that I can package them for you guys and offer them online. But today's attempt was a total failure. I had my own little MacGyver setup and it totally failed. So next time I will actually have a company come and do videography on it and do it seriously, guys. Pay for good services. If you need something, pay for it. So I am gonna pay for a videographer to come and record it professionally so we can package it and get it to you guys. Okay, how does that sound? All right, I guess that's all I had for you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And what I would love is for you guys to type in the comments of this live, what was your biggest takeaway? Okay, type it in the comments, #replay, tell me that you were here. I'd love to respond to your takeaway. So go and do that. And for everybody on the podcast, especially if you're on an iPhone, I would love for you to exit out of the podcast and give me a 5-star review. Type in the comments what you loved about this episode. I would love to see that too. All right, guys. It is late. I'm gonna go take off all of this makeup and take a shower and enjoy the rest of my evening because I still have work to do tonight. All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Talk to you soon. Bye. Yay, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Click right here and check out the podcast Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. I'll see you there.